Hello everyone, this is Michael Osman, and I just want to do a quick overview of how my garden's doing and let everybody know where I came up, where I got the idea, where I bought the idea for the self-watering wicking bed that I'm using, the system that I'm using. So this is the outside of it. Kind of looks like a wagon. I just finally got my it's a weed cloth, I guess, doubles as one, but it's a shade cloth is what I mean. And I should have gotten it up a long time ago, and I'll show you why. Here's the inside of my bed. It's growing pretty nicely. And let me flip the camera around, and I'll explain to you what I'm talking about. Okay, so it's been about 100 degrees here in southeast Idaho this year, every day since the first part of June, which is when I planted this garden bed. And I'll post a picture of it at the end of the video so you can see how much it's grown. But I didn't get the shade cloth up until just last week, and it's the middle of July now, so it's been nearly a month and a half with no shade cloth. And all the leaves have curled on the tomatoes because of the heat. You can see the new growth looks nice. See, it's not curling, and it's still growing nice. I mean, it's almost up to the top of the trellis now, and it's only the middle of July. This is a black tomato, so it's supposed to be black like that, which is really cool. I've only got one, so I'm sure that's because of the heat, because it's dropping flowers. And but the flowers are popping out nice now, so hopefully we'll start getting some tomatoes on here. My purple jalapeno doesn't seem to mind the heat at all. It's doing really good. Getting lots of purple jalapenos on there. And I've got basil. This is ají cachucha. That's a mouthful. It's more of a small, sweet, funny shaped pepper. It's supposed to be really good. I haven't tried it yet. And we got the marigolds in here because they're pretty and they're supposed to deter some pests. And let's see. This one here is kind of a cool one. It's called Satan's Kiss. And they grow round red peppers. And I also grow a cherry bomb, a hot cherry bomb, which I have in here too. And I love it. I mean, the hot cherry bombs are really good. I'm interested to see the difference, how they taste. So we've got black cherry or black tomatoes. Then I've got some Kellogg's Breakfast, which are a big yellow tomato. Then I've got the Bodacious down at the end, which is a big red tomato. And that one, the sun has really affected the most. It's had the hardest time. So let me explain the bed to you. The design of the bed, I came up with myself. I kind of just winged it, really. I wanted it up off the ground because of my asparagus. You can see I've got a lot of asparagus growing under here. And I didn't know if it would make it or not, where it's not getting full sun, but it seems pretty happy. I mean, it wasn't this big when I planted it, and it's growing up and out. And so I planted some more, just little guys, and they're growing. So eventually the whole bottom of this thing will look like it's floating on asparagus. And that'll be all right. But the design itself of the bed is a self-watering wicking bed, and I bought the idea from a company called Grow Everywhere, and I'll leave a link to it. And basically what it does, I have a reservoir at the bottom, and it pumps. I have a pump that pumps up to here to the bed, and then from this bed it drains down to this bed and back to the reservoir. Now the top bed's under construction here, so eventually it will drain to that one and then down to that one and over. And next year it'll drain from this one down to this one over to where the firewood is, which will be a garden bed, and down. So anyway, you get the idea. So one reservoir watering everything, or you can build it with the reservoir built onto the system itself. And he explains it really well. Gives you some very basic, but it is labor intensive on how to build this, information on how to build this. Also, it comes with how to make worm teas and compost and fertilizers, from at home without going to the store and buying fertilizer all the time, so that you can be a little more self-reliant. That's kind of the idea of it, is being self-reliant and learning how to grow healthy vegetables without relying on large industry to provide all that for us, so that we can be self-sufficient, which is how I think we were meant to be, or we should be. And anyway, thank you for watching. I'll post a couple pictures so you can see the before when I first planted the garden. That was early June, and now it's, I think today is July 19th or 20th. So it's been a little over a month and a half, and this is how much growth I've got. And we're in a 5B climate here, so things get planted a little bit later. And it's been a crazy hot year this year. Thanks again.